and thank you for joining me. This morning we are moving into a grounding morning practice. So no props really required unless you are still working on your balance. Then you might want a couple of blocks like this or access to a wall to help support you. Otherwise, have your mat, have your space ready, and I will meet you on the ground in child's pose. For child's pose, bring your big toes together, take your knees comfortably apart, settle your hips back, and then walk the hands forward, resting the forehead to or towards the floor. And this is just an opportunity for us to settle into our physical body. Notice our range of motion. We just had a good night's sleep, hopefully. We might have woken feeling a little stiff, so this is just an opportunity to gently move into your practice this morning. It's also an opportunity to take to notice your breath. Settle in for another 6 to 7 rounds of breath. Make any adjustments to the shape of your body that supports you right here and now. And just breathe. If you're opting to move with me this morning, start to slowly make your way to a tabletop position, all fours. Know that if child's pose is feeling comfortable for you and you would like to explore it a little more, then you can always pause and come back to join us. Otherwise, position your knees below your hips, your hands slightly wider than the shoulders and in front of the shoulder line. And then adding some movement with breath now. So as you breathe in, start to draw your belly down towards the mat. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone, lift your navel, broaden through your shoulders. Lift your navel. Breathe in. Belly draws down towards the mat. Chest opens. As you breathe out, the back of your body opens as the front of your body contracts firmly towards the back body. Just take this movement with your own breath this morning. Using the opportunity to coordinate movement with breath. Using this opportunity to notice what it is you feel. Any areas of tension, any areas of openness. And if it helps you tune into your inner landscape or internal sensations, then I invite you, if it feels comfortable, to gently close down your eyes as you move. Take 6 more breaths here. 6 more cycles of breath, sorry. A complete and full inhale, complete and full exhale as one cycle. finish up on this breath. And then slowly start to make your way to a neutral position. Spine long and straight, tuck your toes under. Now we're coming into our first downward dog. So press down evenly through the hands and the feet. Lift the tail bone, sit bones up towards the ceiling. And just feel into this dog. Make any gentle movement, cycling of the legs, flexion and extension. Acknowledge the sensations that your attention is drawn to. And then settle. Again, bring your attention back to your breath. Allow your breath to be your anchor point this morning. If this is tough on your shoulders, you've always got the option to meet back in child's pose or even take a forearm variation of this pose. Hold for 4 breaths. At the end of your next cycle of breath, inhale, walk your hands slowly back to meet the feet. So we're at the back of the mat now. Take your feet a hip distance apart. Lift the toes of the feet and connect to the big toe mound pressing into the ground, the little toe mound, and the heel. You can think of the heel as the center point or the inner and outer part of the heel, and then lower the toes. This is our foundation as we move towards our balance pose this morning. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Forward fold can have a deep knee bend, particularly as it's early in the morning, and this is where we're likely to feel most tension. And if it helps you, make the movement just more dynamic, moving between a halfway lift and a forward fold. To a halfway lift, and then maybe you're ready to settle in to your forward fold here. You can let the arms hang heavy, hug opposite elbows. Draw the hands behind the calves. Play around with the upper body positioning that supports you the most. And if the blood rushing to the head at this time of the morning is too much for you, then just gently come to a halfway lift, come back down to a child's pose. Wherever you arrive, take 6 breaths. Noticing the pace of your breath. Noticing the depth of your breath. And the spaces that the breath fills in your body this morning. If you're moving with me, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, reach and rise up. Fingertips draw towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart. Coming into mountain pose where the feet are positioned just below the line of the hips. And then we're working our way up the body. So think about your hips being stacked over the ankles, the shoulders being positioned above the hips, and the head settled above the shoulders there. Again, lift the toes to connect your feet to the ground. Sense the big toe mound, the little toe mound, the center heel, and your weight balance between those 3 points before you lower the toes to the ground. Tadasana or mountain pose. Shut down your eyes. Again, if it feels comfortable, bring your awareness back to your breath. And have a feeling of really being connected to the ground supporting you. If you opted to have your eyes closed, gently open your eyes. If you know that balance is a challenge for you in the morning, then grab yourself a block or position yourself near a wall. And then I just want you to start by gently rocking your weight from one foot to the other foot. And then we're going to start balancing via the left foot. So position your weight in your left foot and just hover the right toes off the ground for a minute. If you're using your block, you might have the block resting on the inner left ankle. Turn the knee out, draw the heel in towards the inner calf. Join the hands to prayer position at your heart. And again, just be patient with yourself. Take a moment to notice the small wavering movements that your body make or are making to accommodate you in the balance. And then if you're feeling steady, start to play around with positioning the foot either on the inner calf or towards the inner thigh, never on the knee, just to keep that knee protected and safe. Now, at any of those 3 points, wherever you've arrived this morning, have a feeling of pressing everything into the center line. And as soon as we do that, we almost encourage the core activation to help support you. Keep everything squeezing into the center line. Find your drishti, that is your gaze point, somewhere you can watch to help you focus. Bring your awareness and attention back to your breath. And then experiment with the arm position that helps support you the most. Hold for 6 breaths. Slowly start to come out. Make any movement that you need to support that standing leg, and then we'll move into the opposite side. So again, set yourself up. No need to rush to get there. squeeze everything in towards the center line. Use your core to help support your balance. Use your gaze to help you focus your attention, which helps with your steadiness, or not for me this morning. And then check in with your breath. Then express yourself using the arms. Hold for 6 breaths. Slowly start to make your way out of the pose. Again, adding movement to support you. Take a deep breath in, reach all the way up, extended mountain pose. As you exhale, soften the knees, forward fold. As you inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, start to squat so that we can now make our way to a seated position with the legs extended out the front of you. We're moving into a seated forward fold. So reposition your sit bones by grabbing the flesh and drawing the flesh back. Press the hands in behind the line of your hips, draw your shoulders back. Tuck the chin just into that little notch of your collarbone. Dandasana or staff pose in preparation for forward fold. Inhale here, keep lifting and extending out through the crown of the head. And then each time you exhale here, now slowly start to lower the torso towards the thighs, stopping and pausing and taking a moment to make any readjustments. That might mean the hands moving forward. Could mean putting a slight bend in your knees to release any tension. Inhale, keep extending through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold forward over the hips, torso moving down towards the thighs. Hands might move forward a little as you move a little deeper. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, fold and settle in a little deeper. You're just moving through this process of using your breath to help create length in the spine, using the out breath to help you soften. Keep moving like this until you find your point. You may reach your feet, you may not. That's not the ultimate aim. The aim is just to feel alive in your body. The aim is to honour your unique body and its capacity for movement. And sometimes that includes its limitations. Take 6 breaths here. Reminding yourself it's just as important to come out as slowly and mindfully as you went into that pose. So lift the torso up. Slowly moving towards Shavasana now. Come to rest on your mat. Take your feet a comfortable distance apart, your hands extended out to the side. Tuck your shoulders in beneath the back and the body to help open the chest to breath. Close down your eyes if that's a comfortable position for you. And then settle your awareness back to your breath. At this stage, you might like to scan your body from head to toe, stopping to observe any sensations, notice any new feelings that you're aware of. It's all about anchoring your attention. This practice encourages time for you to be in the moment. Even though that means that it's likely thoughts will arise, giving that thought just enough attention by naming it is sometimes enough to lessen the power that that thought has on you. But it's also an opportunity for you to notice the quality of your thoughts. The quality of your thoughts can give you so many clues about where you're at. So just simply notice them. Be gentle with them. Come back to the sound or the movement or the feel of your breath. Stay with your breath for as long as you have this morning. Long enough for you to be able to integrate this practice into your body. Have a bit longer this morning, stay with the breath. Otherwise, start to add some gentle movement to your fingers, to your toes. Take a nice full and deep breath, stretch the arms out overhead. Press out through the feet, let a yawn happen if that's what naturally happens for you. And then slowly start to draw the knees in towards the chest. Roll your body to one side. Give yourself another few moments here. And slowly make your way all the way up to a comfortable seated position. With your eyes softly closed down, draw your hands towards your heart. Bow your gaze towards your heart and take a moment to acknowledge yourself. To acknowledge whatever intention it was that brought you here to the mat this morning. If you would like to join me in giving acknowledgement and gratitude to that practice, Take a big breath in through your nose. An audible exhale out through your mouth. Breathing in for Om. May all beings everywhere be happy, safe and free. From my heart to your hearts. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I am Anita from Yoga on the Road. I look forward to you practicing with me again soon. Namaste.